If you guys can work on that, and I'll go on and look at news here so we can talk about retards. Hillary Clinton, listen, tells me that I'm going to do more favor an opponent on the left, even though I swear to God I'm barely. I don't like what I saw with Hillary's email thing. And one thing is because I can read body language and I can tell when people are lying to me. She was lying her ass off. Doesn't mean I can tell you what she was thinking, but I can tell you that her words were insincere and she was being deceitful. Now, that's no surprise to you. The big movement we've seen in politics in America today, it's a shift, isn't it? It used to be we have to behave honorably, people will believe us, maybe we've got a sex scandal in the backyard. Now it's, well, technically I didn't break the law. And that's one excuse, and here's the other one. Well, so-and-so did it before me and didn't get in trouble. Do you really think that should be the high mark that a politician who wants to run a country comes in under? Technically, it wasn't illegal, and other people did it and didn't get in trouble? That's what Hillary has. That's her whole, that was Bill's running platform. That's not good enough, folks. I'm about 90% sure at this point, after watching her lie to the cameras and to us, that they, and I know they all lie, but it's a matter of what they're lying about, to what degree. I don't think I'm voting for her. I don't think there's a chance. So if I knock her out, I know there's no real Democratic contender that's probably going to be able to capture my faith. So now I'm looking at independents and Republicans. Well, it doesn't make any sense to vote for independents, really, unless they can get a real groundswell going and have a chance. They're just stealing votes. So now I'm looking at the Republicans. Hillary's out, man. She's almost out. I have not fully ruled her out, but I'm fucking close. The other thing was, as I told Apocalypse earlier, and I tried to say on Barco's show, it freaked him the fuck out because he thought people were coming to get him. Go ahead and kill me. I don't care. If you think I care about getting killed, you got the wrong guy here. So Hillary, my ex-girlfriend I was with for 5 years, roughly from, I'm going to say 2004 to 2009. She worked at William & Mary's PR department, public relations, okay? And the PR, manager was there, and he handled all of the university's public relations, so he dealt with a lot of high-profile people. And he worked with Hillary on her senatorial campaign. And do you know that the people that worked with Hillary, there were a lot of students there and stuff, they could not ride the elevator with Hillary. Get this for a second. Think about the thought process here. Hillary's annoyed by having to answer questions or sign autographs by the very staff that is working to get her elected. Say nothing of people out there in public. These are the people working for her that she expects to believe in her strongly. They cannot ride the elevator with her. And I trust the source. And he was actually a liberal, so he was not in any way anti-Clinton. But he shared this fact quite freely. Now, you don't have to believe me, and it is secondhand information, and I can't prove it. However, I believe it. And it's always been uneasy for me when I think about Hillary. You don't let your own staff ride the elevator with you, a young 18, 20-year-old student working her ass off in school, coming after school to go to work for you, walking around, knocking on doors, making phone calls to strangers trying to sell your brand. And you can't give her 4 seconds for an autograph or 15 seconds for a quick question on the elevator? It's that annoying to you, huh? And when you combine that with, I only wanted to carry one device, you start to see, for one thing, she's pretty much always been anti-media. Pretty much. She hates the media. I'm being dead serious. She fucking hates the media. And you got to wonder what that will lead to. I mean, it's already led to enormous efforts to hide everything. And not all of it could be hidden, unfortunately for her. I see the Clintons surrounded by a mask of bad behavior. Not a mask, a mist. A mist of bad behavior, a fog, a cloud that follows them around, of their own making. Now, maybe the media's been hyper-vigilant and getting her exposed and getting Bill exposed. But I remember I was in the Air Force. No, I don't think I was in the Air Force. I might have just gotten out. I was in the Air Force 90 to 94, and I can't remember when Lewinsky was. I think it was after that. But I just remember thinking, what a dirty thing. If you're going to cheat on your wife, try not to get a blowjob in the Oval Office, because that's kind of that place has a kind of a sanctity to it, to the American patriot. That's a special place. You're not getting ahead in there. And Hillary saying that the Secret Service was guarding her house and the servers, that's kind of silly, isn't it? I mean, isn't that like the people that sold Monica Lewinsky the blue dress saying, don't worry about this dress getting a white stain on it. It'll be surrounded by a closet. You know, we're not really worried about people breaking in to get the thing. We're worried about it getting other access to it. Yeah, because it's kind of, you know, it depends on what kind of security she was running, but it's kind of out there for the hackers to go ahead and take a whack at. So, Kev, off topic here, but how did you wind up with zero Southern accent even though you grew up in the South? Well, oh, you were close there, Apocalypse. Mass in Boston, he said. Putin sings Blueberry Hill. I found my thrill on the blue sky hill. Did I say this right? Let's see. I didn't grow up in the South. I mean, Virginia's not really the South, number one. And number two, I've lived in a lot of states, man. And I've tried to avoid getting an accent. I mean, my mom is from South Carolina. My grandpa was from North Carolina, but he didn't really have an accent. And he lived in Hampton, Virginia most of his life. And then my dad and his side of the family are from Indiana, where I was born. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I like the idea of not having an accent. That's why when I was younger, I used to love the Midwestern girls. No accent. No Northern accent, no Southern accent. Just sounded like a computer talking. I was like, yeah, I can understand this shit here. Yeah. I'll tell you the most annoying accent, I think. Deep South can get on my nerves, but Boston can really get on my nerves. Like New York, I'm okay with, but Boston, some of the shit they say, you just can't say it and sound like a lady. I don't know, you just can't. That's my opinion. So Hillary's just about walked off of my possible vote list. It would take basically a collapse of the candidates around her for her to still be you know, and at that point I might not vote for anybody. I might do the old apathy thing. Warming seas undermining giant Antarctic glacier. Yeah, it's getting worse, they say. Getting worse too fast, faster than they thought. Oh, let's see. McDonald's workers allege they were seriously injured on the JOB. Look at this. After he says he was burned above his left eye last year when he was pulling apple pies from the oven. What the fuck? I'm opening this shit. How are you going to get burned in the eye with apple pies and then go on strike about it? I mean, is this really happening? Am I dreaming here? Is this how desperate we are for some news? All right, I asked you guys the last thing, and Apocalypse was close, sort of. The the state was Mississippi, and then the city, which it kind of misleads you to think the city's in the state, and it's not, was San Francisco. So that was the first offenses in the courts against big tobacco. I'll give you another one to think about. In the summer of 1996, which major company did brand new television commercials during the 7 days of the Atlanta Olympic game coverage? 96, which company, 100 new TV commercials during the 17 days of the Atlanta Olympic game coverage? Apocalypse will probably get this. Yeah, so these McDonald's workers were seriously burned. Yeah, look at this. Not given first aid. Are you serious? Burned above his left eye when he bent to pull apple pies from the oven. Are you serious? So these people are burning themselves in various ways, including a worker who said she ended up at the hospital after her manager told her to put mustard on a nasty forearm burn. The injury was devastating. Seriously, for arm burn? Let me see if I can see her scar. That don't look that bad to me. It's devastating? Jesus Christ. If that's devastating, my spine and knee, I'm clinically dead. That's all I can say. But yeah, let me give you guys some advice. You burn yourself badly at work, you know, forego the mustard and the ketchup and any other what's that C word I'm thinking of? Condiments. Condoms, maybe, but not condiments. Go straight for the ER. Yeah, you're going to want to get a real report in case you need workers' comp. So if you hurt yourself seriously, don't fucking put mustard on it, you know? Managers are going to try to get you to avoid going there. Yeah. Jesus. Ware, who has since switched to a McDonald's location across town, said he ended up putting burn cream on his injury. It eased the pain, but the mark is still there. I feel terrible for you. Where? Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, you guys are working in a kitchen and you're getting burned. How unusual. Fucking idiots. I don't know. There's some shit I don't tolerance for, and I just found another one. Am I being a poly pissy pants tonight? Maybe I am. Coke is correct. Apocalypse wins again. It looks like, though, Vladimir, Stabby, and the man we call Z is not competing. So really, Apocalypse had this one before it began, and I think we should give him some credit for the work that he's done. I'm scrolling back down here to see if you said if there were any decent shows on other than mine, since mine is of the highest caliber and quality we know. And I don't see anything. We had Debbie's was on. Who else? And then I think Andrew said it was over. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me refresh the live page. And we'll go over to that because fuck that. And then let's see if I got another. Yeah, so Apocalypse got that. He already answered the one about the film festival. Here we go. Last one here. Question in 1212, the year 1212, which is when I was born. Hundreds of children hoped to march from Germany to Jerusalem in the name of Christ. Most of them were sold into slavery or perished. By what two-word name do we call this historical event? And the Jeopardy music starts now, and you'll have the answer within moments, I'm sure. BlackBerry trying to create a spy-proof Secu tablet. Well, let's hope they do, because if there's one thing I don't like, it's the American government spying on every damn body. But hopefully that new restructuring of the NSA and intelligence gathering methods that would be the one good thing that came out of Edward Snowden's puking up of classified information. My Capitals won tonight, beat the Buffalo Sabres, and you might think I'd be ecstatic about that, but they won 4-3 in a shootout. And here's the problem. The Buffalo Sabres are the worst team in the NHL. And I'd say the Capitals are one of the top 5 best right now. And that's semi-objectively. I love my Capitals. I know their talent, so I may be a little biased there. You got to beat them in regulation by a few goals, or else people are going to look at you and say they're not ready for the playoffs. Yeah, that made me unhappy. So here we go. Is fabled Yeti an extinct polar bear or a brown bear? Controversy continues. How about that? So this is in science. Planet Chiron has mysterious rings. Centaurs were thought once to be frozen inactive bodies of debris, but now research suggests that these rings are more active while they orbit around the sun. Huh. I don't even know where planet Chiron is. But, yeah, Chiron. Oh, U.S. Ebola patient now in critical condition. NIH, National Institute of Health. I think people are getting worried, saying, don't bring them in here. And really, it's not a risk. We'll be fine. We are very good at containment in cases like this, and we have the best treatment available in the world, so it kind of makes sense to bring them here. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I know there's a lot of people saying, or at least from what I've read online, a lot of people are saying, don't bring them here. Why the fuck are you bringing those people here? It's not like they're going to come knock on your door, and when you answer, they're going to puke in your face, okay? Although, well, I'm not going to give terrorists any ideas. Although if they can't connect those dots, they don't have an IQ anyway. Most popular... I got to read this article, but I'm not going to read it to you. So yeah, Netanyahu said no chance for a Palestinian state. That's the wrong way to go about it, bro. That's the wrong way. 30 years, Hillary Duff flaunts bikini body online. Oh, you guys will have to look that up. I'm not interested. Benghazi committee extends deadlines on Clinton's emails. Right. Because what were they going to do? You didn't get them to us in time. We're going to write you a ticket. Lordy. Let me just go ahead and get it out of my system before the 2016 race really heats up. Benghazi. There. All right, because you got to get your voice ready for stuff like that. I just want to be prepped. I want to be warmed up. 2 police officers injured in gunfire in L.A. One thing you guys got to watch out about, if I haven't told you about